come up with another $2 million. Just, I'm waiting for Art to send us something with us how much it would be. I mean, you know. Okay.
Good evening and welcome to the Buckland Select Board meeting of Tuesday, January 27th. It is 5 p.m. We can move into our first agenda item, which is to vote on whether the town of Buckland would like to continue as a member of the Upper Pioneer Valley Veterans Services District for 2 more years. So that's pretty much almost all of Franklin County that's involved again.
Certainly.
And how does it help our veterans?
So I think this is kind of a, it's basically like just a combination rather than having our own veteran services here in town. It's,
Okay.
They manage all of their benefits and
Oh,
Right.
yeah,
On
so
the-
they
in
assist them.
Greenfield, basically.
They have meetings and working things, but we can get flags from them for the graves and everything else they manage.
Basically help us
Yeah.
facilitate supporting our veterans and our Buckland veterans.
Yeah.
I'm curious how many veterans we have in our community. I bet we have quite a few.
Yeah, there are quite a few.
Mm-hmm. All right, I would make a motion to approve the membership for the Upper Pioneer Valley Veteran Services for 2 more years.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
We have a discussion related to municipal priority projects for the town. So our last meeting, we had a list of projects that have either been started or ongoing or
Or
in the process.
rubbed about.
Yeah.
Some of them I think are a goal or
Just
a brainstorm, maybe.
our wish list of things that we want to try to continue working on. I mean, I think without identifying any type of grants or funding sources at this point in time, I wouldn't feel comfortable knowing the other things that we've got coming up. Really putting a whole lot behind on this right now, until we start seeing where numbers are gonna drop for next fiscal year.
Yeah, that's right.
Cause there's a lot of things starting to crop up here.
Right.
So,
Yep.
that are gonna need immediate attention. So I think we maybe table that for now.
And I can let Bob know that, we've looked at it and sort of give him that sort of
Yeah.
feedback.
Yeah, cause then, I'm sure Bob's aware of,
And obviously, if FERCog sees any grant funding on the horizon for any of these projects, we'd be interested in having a conversation at that time.
Right.
I mean, some of these projects are already
Completed, a couple of
completed
them.
or
Yep.
underway, so we're,
And
I
the
can
first,
update him
first
on
two on
those.
the first page are just simply, our 50 Conway Street, the old, and extending the road, maybe changing the road for a straight down. That was something that Heather and I were talking about, getting the curve on it, but taking the building down and putting the road straight down, wide, doesn't really increase anything, We thought somebody more excited to get land between that road and Sessions, but now I guess Sessions is closed down too, so. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot.
It's gonna be a very
with-
tight year
Yes.
coming
Yeah,
up.
but
Yeah, I
it
think you're right
is,
about
it
that.
is, it is.
Yeah, and I
And
know
a lot
our,
of these, we don't have any, like, what these things would cost, you
Right.
know, so.
Right.
Right.
and I know the finance committee is doing their due diligence now because it's
Mhm.
that time of year, so.
It is, it is.
All right, our next item is the 2D8T Plan of Action meeting for February 5th. So that's Thursday, February 5th at 6:30. It's gonna be in the superintendent's conference room at Mohawk. And this is just looking at next steps for,
I think they're hoping to have at least one member of the select board and finance committee present from each town, just to sort of make sure that they're getting it out there.
Yeah, we can, I'll have to look at my schedule to see.
Right. Oh, Larry and
That's
I were
it.
looking them up today, because we were with Alicia, and
Yeah.
we'll try to get there once again, both checking to see if we,
Right.
yeah.
We
But
can
with
So
no,
keep-
but with no money, so it's not worth it.
Well, keep me posted if you need me to
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, thank you, yeah,
We can
liaison.
put our schedules together after the meeting.
yeah, yeah.
See where that's at. And then we have the FERCog's 2027 budget proposal.
Right, I went, as, I'll be there on Thursday representing the town and doing I'll do Zoom. And so they sent out a nice packet. I ended up going to their finance committee meeting, which I was the only, other than the finance committee, I was like, you know, a guest there. So I got to hear all the background
Which is
stuff.
good,
and
that's
they,
helpful.
you know, they really, you know, anyways, so considering what we get, last year we paid $39,888, and the increase this year is $1,698 to a total of $41,586. That's our proposed assessment, which, that seems pretty reasonable
It
to
does
me.
to me a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Considering,
Yeah.
you know, considering the services that it provides, you know, when the, state, I think, who was it under that he's, one of the governors, was it Mitt Romney? He said, we don't need counties anymore, and it was, Franklin, Hampshire, Hamden, I don't know if Berkshire did it, but they all dissolved, nobody else did it, you know, and I think FERCog, Franklin stepped up to provide services to our town, does a lot for, other than, you know, so I think it's an affordable increase, so.
$1,600, well, $1,700, but, yeah.
Do you object for me to vote in favor of it?
Nope,
Okay. That's what I'll do.
nope. I mean, I think they've, you know,
Yep.
even over the last few years, they've stayed pretty modest of, you know, and knowing what all the towns are going through.
Right.
You know, trying to keep their increases to a minimum, especially with the way that everything's been jumping up on us these last few years.
Yeah, their biggest concerns was making sure the employees are paid fairly, and also the whole health insurance issue.
Yep.
Okay, well, I will do that.
It's just I don't have a copy of that, it's just the FERCog's budget.
Yes.
It's their
I can give you the
operating
copy
Yep.
if you want,
She can
Mary.
have my
I
copy.
wanna pass that down too.
budget. Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
think on page
Just some light reading for you. Mary.
Page 24 will summarize it.
Kind of
pretty-
almost the
pretty
last
fast.
page.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, permits and licenses, we have the all alcohol club license for the Shelburne Falls Aries, Fraternal Order of the Eagles. We've received that back
Around
from
very
the
quickly.
ABCC. Would make a motion to approve the license for the Eagles.
I second that.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Minutes and warrants. We've got our minutes from January 13th, 2026. Wonderful as always. Thank you, Mary.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I'd make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
And I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then we have our vendor and payroll warrants. It's gonna be 2616. Make a motion to approve both the vendor and payroll warrants.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Items not reasonably anticipated by chair. I don't have anything. Select board member concerns?
Oh, I'd like to thank the highway crew for, clearing the roads, and this was a long and heavy storm. I mean, even though the snow was like fluffy, it was cold, but still, that was quite a,
Yep.
keeping the roads safe.
Yep,
Kudos to them.
for sure.
All right. Is there anything?
Nothing.
All right. Town administrator's report.
Well, speaking of the snow, so yes, our highway crew has been out, it seems like every weekend this winter. They've been putting in a lot of hours. And they have been running into some issues with we'll call it snow etiquette. Just as a reminder, you shouldn't shovel or blow your snow from your driveway or your sidewalks into the road. It's a big safety issue. We had a resident who was, trying to jog along the road and basically snow blower was blowing it right in the road, right in the path. And when, trying to remind people of that, and people get a little frustrated. I don't know what it is about a storm in New England, but it doesn't always bring out the best in people. Clear your fire hydrants if you have them on your property, as a reminder. I've been hearing that hasn't always been happening this season. And if you're able to clear your sidewalks, we're going to try to get out there and take care of them, but getting the roads cleared is the priority. So really, it would be a huge help. And I know a lot of people in town have been helping with that, which is greatly appreciated. So those are just a couple little reminders. Also, Code Red. The transfer station had to be closed unexpectedly this past Saturday because when the temperatures dip really low, we're encouraged actually by the Franklin County Solid Waste District to close, just because it can be a safety issue for our attendants, frostbite and so forth. But our attendant was very hardy and willing and has a nice warm shed now to sit in to warm up. But unfortunately, the compactor also runs on hydraulics, and sometimes it just won't start if it's too cold. So the span between Tuesday and Saturday, right? So we've been encouraging people for the last year to sign up for Code Red, which is our notification program here in Buckland, and we sent out a text alert and a phone alert to everyone signed up so that it avoids the frustration of loading your vehicle and then ending up there with a car full of garbage that you can't get rid of. And I did hear from a few people who were very frustrated and upset that they had to show up and felt that was unacceptable. So I'm just putting it out there again to please sign up for Code Red, because you will get a call or a text which will alert you to that. And unfortunately, these things are out of our control. It really has nothing to do with how much we're paying for your trash bag stickers or anything like that. It's not to inconvenience anyone. It's just unfortunately living in an area when it gets cold, these things happen. And I did get a lot of calls today from people who are also very understanding, and that goes a long way too, because we're all just doing our best.
Well, and to throw that plug in too, we did try to open.
We did.
Just the equipment that's up there just
Yep.
was not
Absolutely.
allowing us to.
Yep,
And people are not allowed to park on the road during a storm.
correct. Winter parking ban is in effect, and all of the details about that are on our website, and we will tow if necessary. So, and that's the same on the other side of the river. I mean, it's downtown in the village, parking is when it's a snow, the period of time, you can't park on the street. You gotta find alternative places to park. So that's my first thing. I did finally hear back from Mass DOT on the Iron Bridge sidewalk closure. During Moonlight Magic, there were a lot of people moving the barriers and standing on the Iron Bridge sidewalk, and it prompted me to send another email, even though I've called and emailed several times. I do have a new contact at Mass DOT that I reached out to, and he put me in touch with Mark DeVelder, who's an engineer, the bridge engineer for this district. And he has sent an email basically outlining some pretty serious structural deficiencies on that sidewalk.
People at home.
Yeah. Yes, and therefore they're working with consultants to try to develop some repair plans, hopefully by spring. They're also trying to find the funding to do this. In the meantime, I believe they're gonna bring up some better barriers so that people are not able to move the barriers, because it's really not a great idea to walk on that sidewalk when you can see the pictures and see basically what they're saying are structural deficiencies with the sidewalk stringers. Basically, they're deteriorated.
This didn't happen since the bridge was fixed
No,
before. There's
no.
someone.
This was never, this was never
just
done
was
a
never-
while ago. Probably should
Never
have been done.
It should probably never
Yep.
have reopened.
Yep.
But again, it's not our bridge, it is the state's bridge. But this at least provides some context as to why it's closed, because I think a lot of people were just thinking it was just didn't really need to be
I
closed.
think a blow up of this picture there would tell people.
Yeah, that's
Maybe you
it's,
could put it on.
I can, these will be posted.
Laminate it and put it over there so people know. that-
Yes, that's
There
right.
was a lot of people standing there during Moonlight Magic.
There were,
There were.
so not a great idea.
No.
Budget, Clint mentioned budget, this is definitely the high season for that, and we're just getting back all of our department budgets at this point. Liaison meetings have started, there's a few more to go. Slowly things like the FERCog budget and solid waste and veterans, all of those budgets are rolling in, so we should start kind of having things come into shape to see where we're at. And you know, keeping very close eye on the tech school situation. I know Larry is heading to a meeting at GCC, I believe, on is it the
February
8th?
9th.
It's the 9th? So, because it's really just important, I think, for everyone to get all the information out ahead of this project, just to understand what these kinds of the impact of this will be on our towns and
Yeah.
on our taxpayers.
There's a Mohawk on the 5th, and then there's that one on the 9th, and it's,
I keep hearing the word sustainability. I'd like to hear affordability.
Right. So yeah, so anyway, these are all things we're working on. Like we said, I think it's gonna be a very, very tight year. And we're just gonna try to do our best to figure it out and let our residents and taxpayers kind of know as early as possible kind of what we're up against. So that's kind of where we stand.
Okay.
All right. Announcements and upcoming meetings. Again, the forum at GCC to discuss the Franklin County Tech Schools proposed construction. That's going to be February 9th at 6 p.m. And our next meeting for the select board is going to be February 10th at 5 p.m. And I think that's all I've got.
So if Larry's going to go to that meeting, it'd be nice if he could come next to our meeting the next day and give us a report.
Yeah, I can ask him
If he's willing
if
to
he's
do
got,
that.
if he can manage that. Yeah, sure.
Excellent. I will make a motion to adjourn.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you and have a good night.
What time is it?